So this is pretty much like completely unscripted. I kind of just wanted to talk about the Yakuza series. I spent the past couple months just looking at some of the stuff, and seeing as how the remastered collection is finally coming to PC, I kind of want to talk about the Kiwami series as a whole, and how I kind of felt about it. I started off watching a playthrough of Zero, and I completed that and Kiwami 1, which was not the greatest idea, and then I went and played Kiwami 2 on my own, which, again, not a great idea, but I did go back and play Zero, and I have Kiwami 1 with Game Pass, so I'm going to be going back to play that soon. Basically, overall, and I've also seen, a friend play through the entirety of Kiwami 1 again, so I think I have a general idea of how the Kiwami series as a whole has gone. I think with all of them, I think it's really hard to rank the three games, because they all have their own kind of charm to them, especially Kiwami. I feel like Kiwami has a lot of bad things and a lot of good things, because the Majima Everywhere system not only was, it very tedious from what I could tell, but it was also just, genuinely, really entertaining to watch and, experience from what I could tell. So it seemed like there was kind of two sides of the same coin, where it's it could be a good idea to have it, or it could be a good idea to just leave it out, kind of do it like the PS2 game did. But, and by the way, I've also played through the PS2 game for the most part. I definitely think Kiwami was an improvement gameplay-wise. Now, story-wise, nothing much was changed other than the addition of Majima Everywhere, which some people say that, adding Majima Everywhere kind of added an inconsistency to his character in the game, and you know what, I kind of agree. But at the same time, I feel like it's not that big of a deal, especially for people who came into the series during Zero, like me. There's definitely a lot of Zero fan service for both of the Kiwami games. Kiwami 1 and 2, fucking in the karaoke for, Majima, for example, they got, the little Makoto scenes, and hell, they even got some in the Majima Saga. But the thing is I feel like out of all of the games, I think Kiwami was probably the least good, and I don't even mean to say that, just out of spite or anything. I just think that, after playing through Zero and Kiwami 2, and then watching two playthroughs of Kiwami 1, I might go back and play it, because I need to get a better opinion on it, honestly. But I think Kiwami 1 was definitely the weakest out of the three. Kiwami 2, after I went back and played it, I just really like how smooth it feels. It wasn't hard to grind in the game at all, and that could be a bad thing for some people. The game itself didn't feel as stiff as Zero did, but Zero's styles were, so fun to play around with. Pretty much all of Majima's styles, honestly. And both of the legend styles for Kiryu and Majima are just really fun, especially Majima's. I played it in Kiwami 2, and they definitely kind of gimped Majima's style a bit, which honestly, it's whatever. They added it for a side thing, and in the end, it's still Majima's style. It's not really anything different. Just minus the chomps. The chomps are the best part of it in Zero, and it's kind of sucky they removed those. But what are you gonna do? Overall, I'm really, really excited for 3, 4, 5, and 6, and possibly 7. I honestly don't know if I want to get 7. It doesn't look like my kind of thing, but it also just looks really funny. So, I don't know, it's just one of those things. I mean, I've really enjoyed the series so far. I think if I had one complaint about anything, is that, some of the side stories, especially in Zero, were, really tedious. I specifically mean the cabaret and the real estate. I understand they're, to get you a style, and those styles are really fun to play around with, and I'll give them that. It was worth the grinding, but I have almost 50 hours on Zero, and most of that is probably from real estate, which is a little fucked, because I don't think that I spent any time doing this story up until now, which is a little shitty. But, if I had to give, one thing to Kiwami 2, I was over-leveled for most of the game, but it didn't feel bad, because, I don't know, I really like having the kind of power trip the game gives you. Hell, Majima's whole style in Zero is a big power trip, and I just love that. And going from Kiwami 2 to Zero and playing with Legend style on Kiryu is really nice, because it's something I'm kind of familiar with by that point, so it's very very nice to see, and I'm kind of excited to play with the styles from the other games, especially 6, because 6 is pretty similar to Kiwami 2 from what I've gathered. So when I do eventually get the remastered collection, I am going to play the hell out of them. And also, something I feel like I should have brought up a while ago, I kind of mentioned it with the Cabaret Club and the real estate, but those aren't really sub-stories, they're more so just like side missions. They're kind of the same thing. Basically, right, I think the sub-stories on their own, I really like them, and they add a lot of charm to the game, but it's definitely not worth replaying, especially if you've seen them a couple times over. If, you know, even in Kiwami 2, I had a very hard time kind of caring for the side story stuff, and I don't know if that's just because, like, I felt like there was better things to be doing at the time, or if it's just because I felt like the side stories were, you know, they were so frequent that I would just go back to them at some point. But in Kiwami 2, I finished the Cabaret Club, but I could not finish, I couldn't finish any of the side stories, honestly. I finished some of them. Some of them were pretty funny, you know, like the fucking baby one. But the Majima Construction, as funny as that is, and entertaining as it is, just kind of imagine Majima Construction, I did not like that minigame at all. Like, I'm tempted to bear with it, but I'm also, like, you know, because I already beat Kiwami 2, I'll probably go in and, like, Adventure Plus, or whatever the fuck it's called, and, you know, replay through Majima Construction. But, you know, it's kind of an odd thing. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on, you know, the Kiwami series so far. It's nothing much to say, it's just me kind of rambling. If I had to, you know, put them in a rank, I honestly couldn't put Kiwami 2 or 0 above each other or below. Honestly, they're kind of interchangeable at the moment, but I think Kiwami 1 is probably, like, the weakest of the three. And even then, I still think Kiwami 1 is a great fucking game. And it's just from what I've seen already, and I know I'll probably enjoy it. They've made a lot of improvements to shit that I didn't like in 0, like the style changing, but at the same time, I won't be able to play as Majima, so it's a little sad. Either way, it's still kind of fun. So anyways, yeah, that was kind of the point of this. I was more here to just kind of test out my mic more than anything. I think it sounds pretty nice, but I also just wanted to, you know, talk about something that I've been doing in the past couple months. You know, there's going to be a updated ReZero video coming after the second part comes out. I'm working on a Higurashi video that should also come out semi-soon. Hopefully, it's gonna be like 6 minutes long, and God, is it a pain in the ass. I don't know. I started working on it mid-December, and it's already January 2nd, and it's kind of a mess. I don't know how the hell it got to that point, but it did. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Just kind of here to talk and dick around.